it's Otis Ranger. Awesome Tech.
Welcome to Pop Song Tech. I'm Otis Ranger. Music today is going to feature the newest single just released in the past couple weeks by Shelby Blondell. The song is called Fun in the Sun. Technology today is going to focus on a conversation about data as currency. Stay tuned for more.
Honey, I got a Eureka ESP vacuum cleaner today.
But why, my precious?
Because a clean-looking carpet can hold more than its own weight in hidden dirt, hair, destructive grit, and heaven knows what else that's down there. This Eureka ESP has extra suction power. On the average, 50% more power than their previous models.
It's good to have you guarding the carpet, Lucille.
Eureka gets dirt you can't see.
Come and listen to my story about a man named Jed. A poor mountaineer barely kept his family fed. And then one day he was shooting at some food, and up through the ground come a bubbling crude oil, that is, black gold, Texas tea. Well, the first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. The kinfolk said, Jed, move away from there. Said, California is the place you ought to be. So they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly Hills, that is, swimming pools, movie stars.
The Beverly Hillbillies.
There we go. Now let's sing a song. When I play a rock and roll star. When we want to sing a really rock and roll star. Dad, play your guitar. When we want to sing a rock and roll star.
I got an out-of-tune guitar.
No, it doesn't go like this.
How does it go?
It goes, I want to be a rock and roll star. Like that one.
Got it. I want to be
Yeah,
a rock and roll star.
No.
I want to be a rock and roll star.
No. And don't play your guitar like that.
This is Shelby Blondell, and you're listening to Pop Song Tech.
Hypothetically, where would I be without you? And me. The world stops and everything's okay. The way it was meant to be. Think what you were. All I know is I deny. My heart melts away. Have I ever felt this way? I
Welcome to Music and Toddler Central. Greetings, my friends. I am Otis Ranger, and we're coming out of the sounds right there of Shelby Blondell and a song of hers called Like the Sea, which was kind of like what we saw there on the football field this past weekend with Notre Dame losing to, who did they even play? NC State, that's right, a hurricane. And what's up with Brian Kelly, coach there of Notre Dame, just passing in the middle of a hurricane the entire game? That doesn't work, does it? So I want to say thanks so much for your support here at Pop Song Tech. I've got some family members playing some musical instruments here in the room, and I've got a lot of sounds for you today here in the Pocket Full of Sound segment, but really excited to introduce the newest single from Shelby Blondell. We mentioned it last week. The song is called Fun in the Sun. Stick around. That'll be here in just a minute. And then on the other side of that, we're going to have a conversation about data as currency. I was at several different events this past week, and I got to tell you, at all these summits, at all these conferences here in New York, I keep bumping into data. I was at the Strata conference here in New York, which is the biggest big data conference in the world, pretty much. And, just data is everywhere. But what's not there is people talking about the value of data and thinking about data as currency. This is something that we alluded to back, I believe it was in episode 23 with Bill Harvey there. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that today. Really interesting, thinking about data as currency, data as cash, and thinking about in organizations how you might want to have a data P&L. Stick around for that. But leading us into that is going to be a segment here which we know as Pocket Full of Sounds. And I got some great sounds for you this week. And you'll hear some of them going on in the background here as I go, well, because my 3-year-old has my harmonica right now, and my 2-year-old is playing with my out-of-tune guitar. So, we are a very musical family here, the Ranger family here in northern Jersey. And a case in point here, all it took was a bunch of sand buckets for sand and stuff like that turned upside down in the garage, and we've got a drum lesson here with Toddlers from the Ranger garage. And here we go. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is me with a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old playing drums in the garage on whatever we could find, tin cans, buckets. I was inspired by the guy there in Times Square that was playing right there in the middle of Times Square on all the pots and pans and things like that, and teaching my girls how to do similar things here in the garage. And then after that, you can work up quite an appetite here. And continuing with Pocket Full of Sounds, we've got the sounds of some food here. This is at a hibachi restaurant. And what's more fun than a hibachi restaurant, right? With the flaming volcano of onions, shrimp being thrown across the way, cucumbers being tossed into mouths, and lots of juggling acts by the chef himself.
He made a snowman out of rice, right? Yep. He's making the fried rice. Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola.
All right, who else is hungry? I certainly am. And, I was in New York City, of course, this past week, and found another person here. I'm always on the lookout for great musical sounds from the city. And this guy was standing along 6th Avenue playing I don't even know what those things are called. They're those instruments from the 80s that are kind of like a guitar, but they're really keyboards. Well, this guy was wearing a giant cat head. He was dressed as a cat in a big costume there on 6th Avenue playing one of those things, and heard a little bit of this here. Had a huge crowd gathered around him there, right there on 6th Avenue. It was about 44th Street, 6th Avenue, New York City, Manhattan. This guy dressed in a cat costume, playing the keyboard guitar. Not bad, right?
Thank you. You want to put these on?
Listen to some cat musician sounds. Yes, I can. This is what's known as podcasting while babysitting or watching your kids while your wife's out. Oh, you want to play music? Okay, 1 second right there, little toddler number 1 and toddler number 2. We are going now, though, out of pocket full of sounds and hanging out with the toddlers right now into Shelby Blondell's newest single called Fun in the Sun. Can you say Fun in the Sun? No? Okay. Hey, here's Shelby Blondell.
I want to play music.
A little fun in the sun, a little sand in my tan, a little you and me walking in bare feet trying to hold on to my hand. Saw you standing there with that thick brown hair when you took it off that John Deere wipe, that stray falling scared. Well, you caught my eye as you walked on by. It was the perfect way to end such an amazing day. Started with some fun in the sun, a little sand in my tan, little you and me walking in bare feet trying to hold on to my hand. But if you couldn't read my mind, you wouldn't grab me from the side. Look into my eyes, whispered a note, took control and sang hand in hand in the sand. Walked all through the night while the time went by. Sweep me on my feet, 20 feet kept me to that rock pile line. And we watched the sunrise as the waves crashed by. It was the perfect way to end such an amazing day. Started with some fun in the sun, a little sand in my tan, little you and me walking in bare feet trying to hold on to my hand. But if you couldn't read my mind, you wouldn't grab me from the side. Looked into my eyes, whispered a note, took control and sang hand in hand in the sand. A little fun in the sun, a little sand in my tan, a little you and me walking in bare feet trying to hold on to my hand. But if you couldn't read my mind, you wouldn't grab me from the side. Looked into my eyes, whispered a note, took control and sang hand in hand in the sand. Hi, boys.
And that is the freshest single from Shelby Blondell. That's Fun in the Sun, not Fun in the Sky, like I said last week. You can find more out about Shelby at shelbyblondell.com. Shelby's our producer here at Pop Song Tech as well, in addition to being a featured artist. And I am your host, Otis Ranger. And today, we're going to talk about, as part of the tech portion of the show today, I want to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart, which is data. It's been a really, really busy couple weeks